We have the power. That's right. The last time I did one of these unplugged things, I stopped it for a moment in the middle of the point where I was trying to make that we have the power. See, I want people to reflect on this deeply. Howdy folks again, Dave Mann here, Rollman Revolution. While everybody was out celebrating their Thanksgiving dinner with their family, hopefully sharing what they know and basically being the lively person that they are at the dinner table, talking about the things that really matter in our world today. I know it's overwhelming. This whole thing has been an absolute nightmare for so many people, especially for the ones that, kind of pay attention. I've always said, they say ignorance is bliss for a reason, because the more you really understand what's going on in front of you, the harder it is to avoid the nonsense in front of you. It's kind of like you open in Pandora's box, and once you do that, it becomes you can't unsee what you see. But there is a benefit from that. You live in a world of reality rather than an illusion. And too many people are walking around with blinders on, living their world in a pie in the sky. A good time is coming to me ever so far away, when the infinite now is telling you that this place is being run by a bunch of psychopaths that are trying to take away every right you possibly have and imprison you into a slave system that you will never be able to get out of, your children will never be able to get out of, and anything that you hoped and dreamed of will be wiped away. This has happened throughout history. Now granted, whether or not people want to address history in one way or another, even history is filled with bullshit. We live in a time where I don't know why this is happening, but human beings are the perpetuators of so much of the nonsense you see. And I would even make the claim that 99% of the crap that we are seeing in this world that's creating the problem is caused by other human beings. I hear people, and you're going to hear me talk about this on the Unplugged version very often. You hear people always wanting to save the world. I just want to save the world. You don't have to save the world. If you want to save the world, you do one thing. You stop other people who are trying to save the world, because again, it's not about the world. The world isn't going anywhere. We are. Carlin said it years ago, and he's right. The planet is just fine. It's those who keep tinkering with it and thinking that they know better than what the planet is, or whatever this apparatus illusion is better than. They're just tinkering with something that they know nothing about. You want to get this place right, you have to get this right. That is the thing that you are in control of. All of this other nonsense is ridiculous. But you hear people constantly trying to get you on board. You got to do this, We need to stop people who are trying to control the planet. We are trying to stop people who are trying to destroy the planet too. Yes, there are two things to this, but you got to stop thinking that this person or this person has the end-all and end-all to everything when they are just as full of shit as the next person. The wake up and the awakening is to recognize your own sovereignty, your own ability, your own power that resides within each and every human soul. That's what I'm saying. We are looking at everything, I believe, the wrong way. And as you get older in life, and as I've gotten older in life, the things that I was told, even by some of the greatest minds of all time, so they say, were not true. And the reason I found out them not to be true is because I did my own discovery into what these people were saying. And what I've discovered throughout my life is that unless you discover for yourself truly what's going on, you're not going to really know what's going on. You're going to rely on somebody else to tell you what's going on, and if they get it wrong, then you got it wrong. The only way you really know anything is by looking into it yourself. Now granted, we have to rely on people who are the experts in some of these things. But as we've been seeing happening throughout history, and even now as we live today, the experts are even lying about everything. 2023 has been one hell of a year for a lot of people. I have watched families get destroyed in a matter of moments. My life has been turned upside down, and so many of the people that I work with and know, or know people, have had their lives turned upside down as well. And there are only a handful of people who are speaking any bit of sanity in this world right now. And those are the ones that the media, those within the Justice Department in the United States, and those even in many of the other organizations around the world, Interpol and Mossad. I mean, there's so many different agencies right now that are doing things that are making this world worse for you and I by playing all of us against each other. See, most of us come into this world and we don't even know why we're here. And I mentioned this through my previous Unplugged videos. We don't know why we're here. We have no idea. We come into this world completely oblivious to anything. We have to learn the truth from the people in our lives. And, you know, it just so happens that no matter where you're born in this world, you're born into the right religion. Did you ever notice that? You're born into the right religion, the right faith, the right understanding, the right way of looking at the world. But yet you got people all over the world who believe that. What makes this whole realm interesting is the experience of it. And the whole purpose of it is to share within the experience. We see what works and what doesn't work. But we're always trying to one-up one another. We're all trying to get, I have to have the technology and that so that I can sell it to this person. We're always trying to find the upper arm against the other individuals. We're all doing it. And that's why I keep saying we are living incorrectly. This is complete and utter madness, how this is completely operating here. And the more you sit and you think about this stuff, you have to start asking yourself what you are truly grateful for. Really grateful for. Because money, power, influence, popularity, all that shit can be taken away in a moment's notice. That is a facade. That means nothing. What happened to character, morality, understanding, forgiveness? All of these emotions that pull us in certain directions or another. Is anybody not concerned about it? You know, we make dumb decisions based upon emotions all the time. They make no sense whatsoever, but why? We're human. We're not even trying to understand why we do these things. We're just psychopaths are running our world right now and are making decisions at rates that are driving this world into complete and utter madness. The wage disparity, and it's just getting so out of hand. Most of the people in the world are struggling week by week, and nobody in power seems to care. But yet, we still think that party matters, and my group matters, and Joe Biden's a good guy, and where is this coming from? Do you not see the decline at play? And do you not ask yourself, well, how does this happen so quickly? Look, they take in trillions of dollars. Where does the money all go? They wasted it, is what they did. They gave it to all their friends when you weren't paying attention. The whole problem with this whole world today is people keep lying, and then they stack their lies on one another, and then they have to continue to keep lying because they don't want to get caught in their nonsense. So nobody ever calls them out on it because everybody's involved in the game. The media is the worst culprit of it because they're just a cover for all of it. They have nothing to say. They are told what to say. It's all controlled. It's all tightly scrutinized now. And now it's all centered and focused on specific people that they're trying to target. I just don't understand how people don't see it. Maybe you're not meant to see it. You know, I know, people, we always make this joke that anybody has the ability. Look, not everybody's the greatest sports player in the world. Not everybody's the greatest fisherman in the world. Not everybody's the greatest, with coordination in the world. And not everybody is the smartest in the world. There are some people in this world that only have an ability to learn to a certain level. That's not something to be made fun of, but that's the truth. We have to look at things in the truth. And the problem with it is we have a lot of people leading our country that are just dumb people. You wouldn't select them for anything really important if you really cared about it. That's why most of these people get jobs and they go off to be a dean at a college. And not saying that a dean's a bad thing, but it's maybe an honorary position or some crap like that because the person's stupid. Like, which job would you give Joe Biden, even if he was a little younger? What job would you give him outside of being a bullshit artist? He's not a very smart man. But yet, these people are making major decisions, supposedly, for the world. How did this happen? I'll tell you how it happened. You and I and many other people around the world have just been sleeping and haven't been really paying attention to the things that matter. We've been distracted by all the things they throw at you and myself. And I've been guilty of it too. Look, I've gone down so many rabbit holes throughout my life. But it's a good thing to do this. It's an exercise in realizing how you can decipher between what is truth and what is complete and utter nonsense. And the more you dig and discover every angle of a specific issue, you become an expert in that. Don't let anybody ever tell you otherwise. If you spend 10,000 hours looking into something, I would rather talk to you than to talk to these people who claim to be experts on CNN, MSNBC. And again, because just because you went to college doesn't mean you're an expert in everything. Just because you have a name and you're given a title doesn't mean you're an expert in anything. There are too many people serving us in Washington, D.C., within political appointments around the Capitol and in all of these agencies. They have no business making those decisions because they themselves are dumb. Okay? I've said it before and I say it again. When you go to a hospital to have some major work done on, let's say, your knee surgery, you want the best doctor. You don't want the best looking, the one that fits all the check marks. You don't want that. You want the one who knows what the hell they are doing. If you're going parachuting, right, for the first time, you want to make sure the person who is going with you has done this in so many different attitudes that they know how to handle and they don't get frustrated. Why? Because I don't want the novice up there that's just as scared as I am the first time you jump out. Why? Because we want the best people making the best decisions in the positions that they are. We don't have that. The reason why the world is the way that it is we have allowed bullshit and crap to lead us for very long periods of time, and we just sat there and did nothing, been obedient. And they've lied to us day after day after day. The media, the leaders within these parties, they all are guilty. And now anyone who speaks out against what they have done, has shown their crimes, exposed them for who they are, takes the masks off every single individual up there, what do? They go after you. They try to use lawfare against you. They try to character assassinate you. They try to drag you through the mud, and because the media is in their back pocket too, what do? They sensationalize, repeat, and then get a whole bunch of witnesses in there, or experts, or people that supposedly you think are smarter than you are, to tell you what's really going on, when they themselves have created the story themselves. You have to start thinking. This has been my thesis for the last year and a half, is to try to get people to understand how they've come to their own conclusions. We don't realize the amount of nonsense that has been pushed into our brains over the course of 25, 30 years, and we don't even realize that it's been done to us, okay? We get into this groupthink mentality, and you get stuck into these ruts of falling down a specific line of thinking. Look, I've done it myself too, so I'm very safeguarded in what it is that I think and what I say before it is I've looked at everything. I mean, again, I'm a person who doesn't see things the way most people do. And there's a reason why I approach everything I talk about in a certain way. Now, you may think that I'm one way, but you'd be quite surprised exactly how I truly feel. My goal is never to be right. It's about getting things right in this world. We have to get things right. The goal is to get yourself right, to get your health right, to get, on track so that we can live in a much more productive way. But what are we all doing right now? We're reacting to all these problems that they have created. This is a reaction mentality. Think about this for a minute. We're not being proactive about anything. The southern border's wide open. We're spending money like crazy. We don't care about the mingling of the culture. We don't care about the health of the nation. We don't care about anything, right? Obviously not, because nobody in D.C. is doing anything. They're on break right now, and they're going to be coming back off of the holiday to tell you that you need more money to fund Israel and to fund Ukraine and to fund all these overseas things. Meanwhile, people here are struggling. You have a wide open southern border, nobody cares. What are we doing? I'm tired of going on my soapbox. I really am. But it's getting to a point now where if we don't start looking at ourselves in here. This is where all the crap begins. See, most of us, we interact with the world the best we can by the things that, come to us. We don't have the time to go down all these rabbit holes. I know a lot of us don't. I get it. But just thinking you're in the know when you really haven't done any of the work makes you ignorant. And you can't take on the challenges that are coming at you at a 24/7, every 360-degree angle attitude. They got flashy things and distractions coming at you from all different ways, telling you that's where to look, this is where to look, this is what to believe, that's what to believe. No, you should have this opinion because such and such has this opinion. What do you believe? That is going to be your New Year's resolution. That is the thing that's going to make you a sovereign, powerful person. Being. I am blown away by how many people want to just mimic and copy another individual. Why? Authenticity is what makes you you. I like people who are comfortable in their own skin. They'll make fun of their own skin. I know I'm an ugly shit. I don't care. I'm not here to try to make you feel good by looking at me. I'm here to try to get you to pay attention to the things that really matter. You matter. Why are you not focusing on you? Why are you not focusing on trying to get the man right? Because when you get the man right, you get the world right. That's it. We are just a little world. We're trying to manage this. And it's so funny how we think that we can control something so much greater than... We have no idea even what the hell this is. We have no idea how we got here. We have religions and philosophies telling us all sorts of different wonderful stuff. But that still does not tell us anything. It just gives us something to focus on, right? But that's just a clue. There's no proof in any of that. There's no proof in any of it. We have to either accept it or not. And what I'm saying, the reality that we are living in right now doesn't sound anything like it. We've got to start looking at what's going on here. We've got to start looking into ourselves. There may be powers here that we never even knew existed because we're focusing on the wrong garbage. Man, this world could be so much more than it is. I mean, I am blown away by how many people that I discover accidentally who have such a powerful voice and a powerful message to make. And you know what? They're barely scraping by too. But yet, people who are the dumbest son of a bitches in the world are leading our world. Are raking in the cash from all of this other, because they're easily bribed. They're just criminals. These people don't care about you, don't care about anything that this country stands for, don't care about anything. They care about themselves and serving themselves. And then you have other people who are just trying to serve the world. I'm trying to give everything to the world. I want you to get what's yours. I want you to be happy. I want you to blossom, bloom, and thrive in a world you should be able to do that in. I'm sick and tired of people waking up every single day trying to find ways to screw you and me over. Aren't you? This world's supposed to be a place where things should matter. We should be looking at every individual as a sovereign individual that, look, we're having a conversation right now, and how in the hell is that even happening? Nobody even has a clue. They tell us all of this nonsense, this scientism. Oh, well, it's this because we know this, and it's because of gravity, and it's because of this, and it's because of It's all bullshit. They just like to dazzle you with bullshit. But when you get them to sit down in front of you and say, all right, let's have a conversation about this. You said this. They go, no, I don't argue with those type of people. We're living in a world where bullshit has been sold off as PhD material. If you're not in the in group and you're in the out group, they're coming after you. Sound like anything? I want you to, you have to start stopping and thinking. This is not about left, Democrat, Republican. Those are stupid facades that they throw on top of us to give us something to focus on. It's a chewy toy bone. It's Democrats, Republicans, stop. Individuals. We look at people as individuals. And individuals who find commonality join. And they join over the commonality. Look, we're all not going to agree. I've said this a million times over. We are all individuals that are different. It's impossible to put us into a box and say, yes, because that person agrees with that, therefore they must agree on all other things. That's madness. But they got you and I focusing on the issues that do not matter. The things that matter in this country should be the things that are keeping us safe, the things that are allowing you to fulfill your life in the best possible way you can, in a safe manner, in an effective economy in which you shouldn't have to kill yourself in order to make ends meet. Should be able to raise a family and to be able to get on with the things that make you happy. We have stomped on that. All the creativity in the world that could potentially be. Like I said, I've watched some people who have some interesting channels and an interesting voice and an interesting topic that should be, in my opinion, should be taught at university. But no, we don't promote that. We promote woke bullshit that's destroying our minds, not making us think, making us conform to the nonsense that has absolutely no thought put behind it. As a matter of fact, it's contrary to everything that makes sense. And it's done on purpose to create mass confusion. I'm over that. I'm tired of arguing people about stupid things that don't matter. If you want to get this world right, you have to get this right. You have to understand that we have to open dialogue with one another. We have to really start thinking about, what are we doing here? What is really going on? How is it that I believe this, you believe this, but yet we're all on the right? But sadly, we're fighting over because I'm right and you're wrong. I said in my last video, let's stop. Let's stop getting it right. Or let's stop being right. And rather, let's just get it right. If we all are working towards getting things right, we can share in that experience together, can't we? That's something I believe we all can work on. But telling people that you must because I have and I know, and if you don't do it, we're going to squeeze and squash you. Well, there's only a handful of people who are trying to do that. And I think the world population, if we would stop intermingling and stop recognizing the bullcrap that they try to keep putting us both into, they try to put us all into different camps so that we fight amongst each other when we're all the same and it's us versus them. They're the psychopaths trying to destroy this world. We're just trying to get along and get along. The truth relies in you. The truth and the power has always been in you. All the hell that my life has brought me over the past year has allowed me to talk more to myself and to look into myself and to understand more. Because I have every reason in the world to just say, fuck this shit. There's so many people out there that have, because you've been shit on and used as a doormat for so many times in your life, and all you're trying to do is to do the right thing for people, right? Try to show them something that maybe they didn't see before. You get ridiculed. It's unreal. And sucks because all you're trying to do is to shine the spotlight on the things that people may have just missed because their life is so busy. I'm not trying to tell them they're wrong. I'm not trying to tell anybody that they're wrong. Because God knows I've been wrong so many times in my life. It's not about being right. I just want to see if you have checked into this so that you can get your life right. Because if we get it wrong, and it's getting to a point now where if we keep making wrong decisions and listening to bullshit, your future is going to be so much worse than it already is. And American people have never seen third world countries. A lot of people have never even been outside this world. They have no idea what hell can be. And I just want to prevent that from even happening. And the way we do that is by opening dialogue. You get the people that actually have experience in these issues, and you bring those people around the table, and we talk. All different sides. You bring all your evidence, all your receipts. We put it all out there so that everybody can see it. And when everybody sees it, it triggers the pathways from other people, and more dots get connected. And before you know it, when you start sharing all of this and stop hoarding this information, the world just finds its way, because truth does not have to be, it's never stolen. It's adopted by everyone because everybody wants to live in truth. It's like a magnetic north to people. The only ones that fight it are the ones that are trying to control the other people. That's why I said those that are trying to save the world are the ones we need to stop. Because it's not in saving the world. The way you save the world is by getting the man right, getting what's going on in here right. You get this right, you see the world in an entirely different way, and then you can act upon it in an entirely different way. My friends, the world is upside down. But it's going to require everything you got and everything I got. It's the only way. I think that this matrix has been set up that way. I think it's set up in a way such that it's going to twist and pull, prod in every direction. It's going to fulfill every horrific thing you possibly could imagine. Because that's what everybody believes is going to happen. But if we believe that you have the power to make great change in the world, and you have the power to intervene before this shit gets out of control, I'll tell you something. If you make that a priority, put it in the center of your life, and then get involved, you become the change you want to see. You become the hero of your own life story and the story of others. And that energy radiates outward in a way that you will never be able to know. You ever hear that old story, a smile breeds a smile? That the effort or energy or positive thing that you do, you have no idea how it can impact and impact and impact. I truly believe that we all, deep down, most of us, want to do the right thing. We're just afraid to say anything anymore. So many people are living their lives in fear because we've been told that you have to act this way or be this way or think this way or do this way. And if you do this, you're offending this person, this person. And the bigger the companies are and the larger they get, the more woke they get and the more control it gets. It's like, look, everybody is sick and tired of being told how to think and what to think, especially here in America when it's very, very foreign. But you can see it happening right now. And the only reason it's happening is because we have allowed it to happen. The way it stops is by getting yourself awakened to the system and looking at the truth. For it's presented right in front of you. It's not being hidden. You know when you're being lied to, do you not? And if you don't, watch my channel a little while longer and I will try to explain to you over time exactly how to pull out the bullshit and lies directly in front of you. The media has literally, and the education system, the two major places where people try to access what they think truth comes from, where facts reside, are the two major recipes for destruction. And you can see it over the course of the last several decades. It's unreal what has happened in this country. But the way we reverse this is by getting ourselves right and then acting upon it in the world the way that we are supposed to. We all know what truth is. We all know what right is. We all know what being wrong is. We can sense it. Deep down, we all feel it. And the only way that we're ever going to get away from this madness is if we all come together and stop fighting over the stupid little things that they have sold you. They sold you matter. They don't. Because you're not going to have a world where you can even think this way or that way pretty soon, because they're going to take that away. Government has gotten too large, government has gotten too involved in every part of our life, and government has gotten too expensive. You want to know why your treasure is missing? Want to know why the government keeps losing all of our money? Is you have a Federal Reserve that just prints money out of thin air. That needs to go. That's one of the major problems. You get rid of that thing. And then the printing press just can't keep printing it because you have to base it on something of value, a tangible thing like gold, right? And you can't print anything if you don't have more gold, right? So it's got to be valued based on something. That's the problem. You fix that, and then you get rid of all of this bloatware in government. You don't need all of these stupid agencies. You don't need a regulatory agency for everything that's intermingling in people's lives and controlling everybody, because that's how the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer. The system has been infiltrated, and the only way it returns to sanity, the antidote, is the American people who give a shit. I don't like coming at these things. I really don't. This stuff just literally exhausts me. I have every reason in the world to just say, screw this shit. But I'm not going to. I am so sick and tired of this evil trying to destroy the lives of people who are just trying to get on, trying to make a life and have fun and see new things and experience. And that's what it should be. But so many have just toiled with nonsense, drugs, and and they don't mean for it to happen, but it happens. And then the whole world just seems to be cascading down and down and down. And we focus on all of this and we make it easier and worse and easier and worse. And it's like, why? Why are we not reinvesting in the people who have made this country great? Why are we not reinvesting in the young people? Why are we not reinvesting in jobs here in the United States so that we can give them to people who can make a good living, so that they can have kids and raise their kids properly? And again, we've done this on purpose. We destroyed the nuclear family. We've sent people all over the United States. Again, think about everything that has happened. And your government is the one that's responsible for it. They've allowed this to go on. They are the cancer that is creating it. And the only antidote is by putting people in there, like I said at the top of this, that actually are smart or thinking, that actually have the know-how to do what they say they're going to do and actually act upon it. And then we hold those people accountable. But we put, just like why it's so stupid, Hunter Biden was on a energy and gas company, and he knows nothing about that. So obviously, what the hell is he doing on it? That was just a way to justify giving him this or that, right? It's the same thing with these senators, same thing with these representatives. They're dumb, but they know how to shake. They know how to say what they have to say and do what they got to do. They're traitors, these people. They don't serve the country and the oaths for which they made a pledge that they would. And it's treason. And yet they're going to come back off this break, Thanksgiving break, and they're going to ask you for more and more and more. And all I want from this world is just to finally stand up and say, we've had enough. We have had enough. It's time for you guys to go. And we're not asking anymore. We are telling you, you better do the right thing. I'm so tired and so exhausted of living in a world filled with bullshit. And the bullshit stems from the very people who are supposed to be the ones got your back. You want to know why your world is shit? It's because we've put shit in the place that's supposed to give us everything that we need. It's supposed to be looking out for us. We put our investment in tyrants and criminals. This goes away when we make it go away. But the power has always been in each and every one of us. This charade, this reality, this grim thing that we are all stuck in and have no idea how we got here, that is the stuff that we should be looking at and trying to figure out what the hell this is. What are we doing here? Why are we going through all this? Is this a prison? Is this a test? What the hell is this, right? No, what are we talking about? Killing this group, climate change, this bit, oh, you gotta go to work, hamster on a wheel, hamster on a wheel, hamster on a wheel. You barely have enough time to shit, shower, and shave before you gotta get up for your next thing, just to survive, just to live. Complete madness. Complete madness. But I can tell you one thing. You aren't gonna get me to hibernate or to hide. Because I said before, I say it again, I don't get mad anymore. I'm too old for that. I get even. If you think for 1 minute you're going to fuck all of us over, and we ain't coming for you, I certainly hope. I'm writing all of my list. I'm like Santa right now, checking it twice. I'm checking the naughty list, bud. And that goes for all those who just say that they're doing their job. Just wait. It's coming, baby. It's coming. All right, unplugged enough. We'll see you on the next one. Y'all take care. There's a lot going on right now. I'm going to try to push out more videos later this week, but in the meantime, there's a lot more I'd like to say behind the camera about the things that I think really matter and the hardcore stuff and reincarnation and a lot of that, but I'll save that for the next one. But hang in there, my friends. The world is a shit show right now, but the antidote to this chaos is you. I know you don't think it is, but I promise you it lives within you. You have the ability to change this reality. That's the truth that they don't want to tell you. Because the power, when you have all of these, I'll save it for the next one. All right, y'all, take care.